Hello. So for those of you that don't know, my name is Megan Graham, and I am a WBFF Bikini Pro. I just wanted to make a video today about things that you might want to know before you do a bikini competition. So first of all, so many people ask me in my daily life, what exactly is a bikini competition? I usually talk about it as a fitness competition. I feel like when I say bikini competition, people imagine more of like a Hawaiian tropic pageant or something like that. So fitness competitions are a little bit different. There's different categories in a fitness competition. There are, there's a fitness category, there's sometimes a modeling category, and the bikini category is oftentimes the least muscular that you would have to be in a fitness competition. So to me, when I describe it to people, I usually say that most of the girls look like a cross between the cover of Shape magazine and the cover of Oxygen magazine. They're not super muscular, but it's definitely pretty clear that they work out. So basically, I think that the thing about a bikini competition is that before you enter it, you need to know a few things. I think if you want to be a fitness model, it doesn't hurt to do fitness competitions. It definitely gets you into the right mindset. You're trying to get into super good shape, you're eating the right things, you're working hard. I personally don't necessarily think that you're going to be discovered when you're on stage. I think everybody thinks that at the beginning, but I think that going through modeling agencies and submitting your photos is often a better way to be discovered. That said, it gets you into great shape and it gives you a great goal. A lot of other people ask me too, what do you win? I think people imagine that you're winning, $30,000, that there's a huge cash prize. For some of the competitions, when you get your pro status and when you're further up along the competing ladder, you could win more money. As an amateur, you're not winning money. You're usually competing for your pro status. I think that if you do a competition for the money, you're going to be really disappointed. There is a payoff for doing a competition. I personally think that the payoff for me is that I need a goal to drive me in my fitness. I need something that makes me want to be better, and I need a date that I have to be ready for. When I was in my 20s, I think I always just wanted to be in my best shape ever so I could get a ton of dates. I know it sounds really vain, but it's true. You want to look your best for dating and meeting new people. The older that I've gotten, the more that's been harder to be motivated by. I needed something else. I needed something that would keep me on track, because at the end of the day, it's really hard to stay in your best shape at all times. So just know that you won't necessarily be winning a ton of money, but you will get great motivation. I think something to keep in mind as well is that entering into a bikini or fitness competition costs a lot of money. You're going to pay the entry fees, you might pay for a flight, you'll pay for a hotel, tanning, expensive bikini. The bikinis are beautiful, but they have tons of crystals on them, and the more crystals you have on your bikini, the more that you're going to pay for it. And you'll do a competition, you'll think that you're going to wear your bikini again, but you'll probably want another bikini the next time. It's just how we work, right? So on top of it, you're going to pay to get your makeup done. You'll probably be paying a personal trainer. You'll probably be paying a coach that's going to help you with your nutrition or workouts. Your food is going to be more expensive because you're consuming more protein. You need to buy jewelry that you wear on stage, and it's completely different than anything I think most of us are really wearing in our daily lives. I know that for me, I'm not usually wearing, 4 stretchy rhinestone bracelets or earrings that are this big, so you may not use that stuff again. So it costs a lot of money. It also takes a lot of time. If you really want to prepare, you have to prep your meals. You need to log what you're eating. You need to make sure that you're not skipping your workouts and you're giving it your all during your workouts. And the thing that a lot of people forget about is that you actually have to practice to be on stage. I know that my first one, I really kind of winged it and I thought that I would just be myself. And I have to say that if you're standing in front of a group of people, you have to be a lot bigger than yourself. If you walk out like you usually do to drop off the mail at the post office, people are going to be bored out of their minds. What looks silly when you're practicing and it looks a little exaggerated, a little bit like maybe you're a cheerleader, it looks great on stage. You have to have a lot of energy and you have to get so comfortable striking your poses and doing what you need to do that by the time you get on stage and you look out and you see 1,000 people looking at you, which can be a little bit scary, you just have to be so comfortable that you could do it in your sleep. So you have to be willing to dedicate a lot of time. It's not something that you want to do if you're already super, super busy in your life and you have nothing to give to it. It's going to stress you out. I think another thing that you should know is that I think it takes a lot of time to prep. My first competition, I thought I had enough muscle, and when I actually started leaning out for the competition, I realized that I was barely carrying any muscle at all, and I looked too small by the time I was on stage. So I think that sometimes for your first competition, you might even want to give yourself a year to prep. It takes longer to make changes to your body than you would think. I used to give myself 3 months to prep for a competition, and I just found that that wasn't enough. I was working hard in my off season, but not as hard as I needed to, and by the time the competition rolled, I felt like I needed more. Another thing to keep in mind is that, you know, your friends may or may not understand what you're doing. I think that the more that I've competed and the more that I've gotten into fitness, I've wound up with people that surround me that have similar interests. I don't really drink anymore. I do every once in a while. I might go out, I might have 1 tequila or 1 glass of wine, but most of the time I'm training the next day or I'm doing something like that and it doesn't really fit well into my schedule. So, you know, I think that you'll find that some of the people that maybe used to want to spend a lot of time with you, you're not going to necessarily be doing the same things and you might not have as much in common. So I think that it can be a little tough sometimes when you're really getting into competing because everybody is different and it separates you from some of your friends. I know some of my girlfriends don't understand the fact that I weightlift and they think that, you know, I'm going to be this huge bulky person. Obviously that hasn't happened, but we have different interests. Most of my girlfriends don't go to the gym and lift with me. That said, I will say that you always meet amazing women when you compete. So for most of these competitions, I've arrived by myself to compete and it's been scary, but it's been amazing how many like-minded people that you meet. You know, you're backstage and you need someone to zip up your dress or, you know, you ask somebody if they want to go to dinner and you always wind up with new friends. So I have to say that one of the best things that you walk away from competitions with is a great new set of friends with similar interests, and they live all over the country. I feel like any city that I visit, there's someone that I know that I can call, that I could do a workout with, or I could find out where the good restaurants are, or, you know, just go for a walk with. So you really meet a lot of great new people along the way. I don't regret a single competition I've ever done. I think every single one has left me in a better place. But I think that the thing that I've learned over the years of competing is how to do it in a more healthy, moderate way. So when I first started, I think I was going for a little too skinny of a look. I didn't realize that it really was more of a healthy, athletic, lean look. And I think that I was swinging back and forth. So I deprived myself so much during competition prep that I didn't enjoy that time. You know, it wasn't a lot of fun for me. And afterwards, there was such a huge rebound where I gained weight because I had deprived myself so much. So as I progressed with my competing, I really decided to do it in a more healthy way, in a more moderate way, and that, you know, maybe I wouldn't always be as lean as some of the women in the competitions were, but that when I walked away, I wasn't going to walk away so deprived that all I wanted to do was binge. So I think that, you know, one thing to think about with competing is whether you can sustain that after. Anything that you do that is too extreme is going to be really hard on your body, and you know, you're going to have a hard time after rebounding from it. So my thing is, do it in a sustainable way. teach yourself about nutrition. Learn why you're doing what you're doing, and you will walk away with a skill set that you can use after the competition. For me, I stay pretty lean all year round. So after I finish competing, you know, I don't say, oh great, now I can just do whatever I want. I'm gonna fall face first into a, you know, ice cream sundae or dozen cupcakes every day. It doesn't really make sense for me. I like to feel good every single day. So, you know, learn some new habits. It will help you to make the gym a super important part of your life. But also know that competing isn't necessarily going to change your life. You're probably not going to be the top model from doing it, but you will get a lot of positive things. Just, you know, set your expectations reasonably, and when you do enter a competition, give it everything that you have. Just do your best, and you will always become a better person. So those are some of my thoughts on competing, and if you have other questions, I would absolutely love to answer them. Also, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube and let me know what other videos you would be interested in. Thank you, and have a great day.